Hello and welcome to another edition of the Gadget Show Web TV. Now, I'm a big fan of DAB radios in cars. As long as you're in the right signal area, I think reception's actually better than on FM. You don't get the background hiss and chatter, which is caused on FM because it's more sensitive to the fact that your car aerial is moving about in relation to the transmitters. Any shortcomings in DAB sound quality aren't a problem. They're more than drowned out by the car's engine, and the power-hungry nature of DAB isn't a problem either because you've got plenty of power from the car's battery. Trouble is, car manufacturers tend not to fit DAB radios. There's a very good reason for this. They've got an international market, whereas DAB's almost restricted to the UK. Some of them do offer DAB radios as an option, but they're very expensive, often several £100s, and for most people, the only practical alternative, if they want a DAB in the car, is to fit an easily nicked, standard fit DAB replacement radio. But it's all rather a lot of bother, frankly. But now, well-respected DAB radio maker Pure has come up with an interesting alternative, the Pure Highway. It still receives all the DAB radio stations, but it retransmits them as a low-powered FM signal that can be picked up by your existing car radio. It's very easy to fit. There's a discrete aerial that sticks to the car's windscreen. You run a wire from that into the unit, preferably tucking it in around the edge of the windscreen, and the highway itself then sticks on the windscreen just like a sat-nav. Another wire runs to the cigarette lighter socket to provide the power. First time you switch the highway on, it automatically tunes into the available DAB stations just like an ordinary DAB radio would. It also suggests an FM frequency to tune your car radio to. Once you tune it to it, the sound of the DAB comes through loud and clear. It also transmits an RDS name check to your car radio, so it comes up as Pure DAB on the display. That's handy. You can store it as one of the car radio's station presets and always find it automatically whenever you want to. Tuning is done with this scroll wheel here. You simply dial round to find the station you want and then select it with the central knob. You can preset stations using these buttons here. There's a menu where you can alter the various settings, including, say, whether you want the backlight on or switching off automatically and a whole load of other things. There's also a socket on the side so you can connect an MP3 player into it as well if you wish. Interestingly, it's one of Pure's first DAB radios to be upgradable to DAB+, a new DAB standard that might prove popular internationally and might also be adopted in the future in the UK. Big questions though are, what's the sound quality like and how good's the reception? And I think the answer on both counts is very good indeed. You may get very slightly more background noise than you would on a dedicated DAB radio, but not so as you'd notice really, and the sound quality is actually excellent. I can flick between FM and DAB on the same station and hardly notice any difference. My main criticism is that the display is rather small and reflective, which makes it quite difficult to read. Also on this car, tuning into the highway disables the RDS traffic information, which I think's a pity. I wouldn't have a highway myself. I find all the extra wires and things cluttering up the car's dashboard a bit of a nuisance. But if you're the sort of person who can live with that, and you've got a DAB-only radio station you're desperate to listen to in the car, the Pure Highway works very well indeed.